As we continue in our Lenten theme of denial and delivery, let's take a moment today to think about perhaps the most infamous person who ever denied Jesus and his mission and ministry. Our topic today is Judas. Judas. Even the name sounds evil. As Joe Mullen used to say, like the hiss of a snake, Judas. Judas Iscariot. That too sounds ominous, like a name from a Stephen King novel. But in truth, Iscariot simply means from Kerioth. That was Judas' hometown, and there was nothing ominous about it, or originally at least, about him. Jesus felt Judas had sufficient skills and potential to be one of the 12 disciples. At one time, there was a large pool of potential candidates from which to choose, but Jesus saw something special in Judas. In fact, there are indications that Judas was genuinely trusted by Christ, enough so that Jesus made him treasurer of the group, and Jesus was not naive about money. There was a time when Judas spoke up about what he felt was the pointless waste of costly perfume, and his words, though missing the point of the moment, at least possibly revealed a mission-minded heart. Could this not have been sold and the proceeds given to the poor? That's what he said. And at the Last Supper, Judas was the one who dipped in the bowl with Christ, meaning that Jesus put Judas in the seat of honor beside him. We misread his story when we think Judas was from start to finish an evil man whose only purpose was to betray the Messiah. But at the end, he did betray the Messiah. And all, as we have said throughout the years, for 30 pieces of silver. You think Judas did what he did for the money? I mean, he may have, we can't be sure, but before we make up our minds on that, at least remember that 30 pieces of silver was the equivalent of $12. Could you have lived with Jesus for 3 years, heard his words, witnessed his miracles, experienced his grace and love, and then sold him out to death for $12? Or could there have been a deeper motivation? Judas, as you recall, was a zealot, a person who wanted to drive the occupying forces of Rome out of this land of milk and honey that God had promised to Abraham and Moses and all who came afterward. Judas had seen the power of Jesus to heal the sick and raise the dead, the kind of power only a Messiah could possess. But he had also seen Jesus, in his mind, seemingly waste time nurturing children and dealing with harlots and publicans, a leper here, a Samaritan there. Is it possible that in the garden, Judas decided to force Jesus' hand, to make him reshape his priorities, to put him in a position where he would have to do what Judas thought the Messiah was supposed to do? I mean, he could have called down legions of angels, as Matthew put it, a heavenly army to once and for all time defeat the Romans. Judas had to know Jesus could do that. Maybe as a zealot, he simply tried to force Jesus to do that, to be the kind of Messiah he wanted him to be. And remember, when that did not occur, Judas gave back the $12 and hanged himself. Maybe the infamous betrayer actually believed in Jesus with confidence and passion. But his strategic error was that he wanted Jesus to accomplish his will rather than the other way around. And when we think God works for us as opposed to our serving God, that frequently leads to betrayal. Think about these two questions. As you understand it, what was and is the authentic purpose of the Messiah? Consider or discuss the prayer, "Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done." What makes praying that difficult? However difficult, what makes praying that wise? I'll see you next week.